Federal agencies have made their way to Logan and Auglaize counties today to assist tornado survivors. FEMA and the United States Small Business Association will be meeting with Indian Lake citizens all week long. Lydia Bice spoke with both agencies today. And Lydia, what are their plans for the Lakeview area?
Yeah, Gwen, FEMA has set up what they call a disaster recovery center across the 11 counties that were impacted by the tornadoes that hit on March 14th. At these recovery centers, tornado survivors meet with FEMA and the SBA to share their stories, and then those agencies help them receive grant money to get back on track.
Let us hear your story, tell us what your damage looked like, and then we can help you determine what kind of assistance you might be eligible for and help you get some grants to get you on the road to recovery.
FEMA will help those who had damage to their homes or personal property. The Small Business Administration will help those folks too, but also assist local businesses, especially as they attempt to recover financially. These agencies are going to host these recovery centers all week long through Saturday, and the hours are 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Galilee Lutheran Church in Logan County. The Auglaize County location is at the Fairbanks Center at Cross Oak Camp and Retreat from May 13th through the 18th from 7:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Back to you.
All right, Lydia, thank you. Well, this man arraigned today after being accused of shooting and killing his father. Police say 35-year-old Justin August shot and killed his father inside a home along Hague Avenue on Friday. Today, August was arraigned on 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of a felonious assault.
West Side, where he fired a shot hitting a Columbus police officer. Police returned fire, killing the suspect.
The ability to run toward gunfire, not because they think that's a good idea, and not for hatred of what lies in front of them, but for the love of what is behind.
A long list of agencies responded to the scene, including the ones we listed here on your screen.
But my experience is that, particularly after 9/11, law enforcement realized that they have to work together, that bad guys and evil don't observe jurisdictional lines.
And the violence striking a nerve with law enforcement officers all over the state. Over the weekend, 23-year-old Euclid police officer Jacob Durbin was shot and killed. Investigators calling it an ambush. The suspect died during a standoff the next day. Governor Mike DeWine sending condolences to each and every family involved in these incidents over the weekend.
Well, you know, when I get the word about a police officer being shot or a police officer who has been killed, my heart just goes out to the family members. These officers are, most of us run away from danger. Police officers run to danger. That's what they do. Same with fire. So our first responders do a phenomenal job, and this is just a real horrible tragedy.
Euclid officer Jacob Durbin's life will be honored during a funeral service this Saturday. Governor Mike DeWine has asked for flags to be flown at half staff until the sunset on the day of his funeral. Donald Trump's ex-attorney Michael Cohen taking the stand today in the criminal hush money trial. Cohen is viewed as the star witness of the trial. He made the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels and landed in federal prison, over that transaction for breaking campaign finance laws. Trump tried to bar Cohen from testifying, arguing he's lied on the stand before. He maintains the payment to Cohen was a legal expense.
The only thing down in the bookkeeping is that we call a legal expense a legal expense. We don't call it a construction expense. We don't say for concrete work. We don't say for electrical work. We pay the lawyer a legal expense.
Prosecutors say they may wrap up their presentation of evidence by the end of the week. Palestinians continue to flee from the southern Gaza city Rafah as Israel continues its ground operation. According to the United Nations, more than 360,000 civilians who were sheltering in the city have fled. This comes after Israel's military issued evacuation orders in parts of Rafah. According to the Gaza Health Ministry, more than 3,500 Palestinians have been killed since the start of this war. Tonight, GOP lawmakers are threatening to take action over a decision by President Joe Biden to withhold some weapons from Israel. Here's Christine Frizzell with what they're planning and the response from the White House.
On two wheels or four, even on horseback, evacuation orders are being carried out all around Gaza. In the southern city of Rafah, the United Nations estimates more than 350,000 have fled the region in the last week as the Israeli Defense Forces prepare to move in.
We will do what we have to do to protect our country, and that means protect our future. And that means we will defeat Hamas, including in Rafah. We have no other choice.
That statement despite the Biden administration so far withholding so-called heavy bombs from Israel after concerns about how they might be used in densely populated areas, resulting in the deaths of tens of thousands of innocent Palestinians.
We've said to Israel that we will not support an operation in Rafah, a major military operation, in the absence of a credible plan to protect civilians.
The decision has sparked backlash from Republicans in Washington, who now plan to pass a resolution condemning the Biden administration for the pause.
Give Israel the bombs they need to end the war they can't afford to lose and work with them to minimize casualties.
For us to step in and say, no, you can't go into Rafah and finish the job, I think it's tantamount to an arms embargo.
Weather permitting, officials in Maryland plan to demolish the largest remaining steel span of the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore this evening. Crews have been preparing for weeks to use explosives to break down the span, which is about 500 feet long and weighs 600 tons. There won't be a big boom. It will be more like precision cuts. It was scheduled for yesterday, but officials said lightning in the area and rising tides prompted them to reschedule. Governor Wes Moore highlights the dangers of the operation, considering crew members are 180 feet in the air.
Any type of adjustments or movements within the winds can have significant impact on their basic stability.
The controlled demolition will allow the ship underneath the Dolly to refloat and head back to the port of Baltimore. The Dolly crew will stay on board during the demolition, where officials say they're safe from the work. The steel debris will have to be lifted onto barges. Authorities say they're still on track to fully reopen the 50-foot channel by the end of the month. 20 states now suing the Biden administration, a breakdown of why they say the new Title IX expansions are illegal. Also suing the Biden administration, several major airlines. Their issue with new rules the administration put in place next.
Plus, I'm tracking rain making its way back into the Miami Valley. I'll let you know when it arrives. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Large hail pounded southeast Texas over the weekend. Some stones were as big as baseballs and tennis balls, and there's a threat for more severe storms through tonight. 2 waterspouts were spotted along the Gulf Coast, one in Pensacola, Florida, and the other in Gulf Shores, Alabama. And this aurora shot from Virginia looks like they just engaged warp speed.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
20 Republican-led states are suing the Biden administration over their Title IX expansion to include protections based on sexual orientation and gender identity. Janae Bowens joins us now to discuss the controversy.
Attorneys general in dozens of states, including Florida, South Carolina, Texas, Missouri, and Iowa, say the Biden administration's updated rules are illegal. We spoke with Claire Natoli. She's a correspondent for the conservative college watchdog group Campus Reform, and she also is a student athlete at the University of South Florida. She says the changes to Title IX hurt women's rights.
They aren't looking at the bigger issue, which is women's opportunity and women's safety in their own spaces and their own sports, because it's not just out on the field where women are at risk for being injured by a man playing their sport. It's in the locker room where men would now be allowed to go into women's spaces, and which is not only uncomfortable, but it's unsafe.
Now she wants to see more states participating in the lawsuit. We also spoke with Robert Vargas. He's an LGBTQ+ activist and Democratic strategist. He's excited about these new protections because they help trans students feel safe in schools.
I think this is a great start. I would love to see a lot more protections for the LGBT community.
All right, well, switching gears to the weather. It's a pretty nice day right now, but got some rain in the near future.
Yeah, got some soggy conditions heading into tomorrow. So nice way to start off the work week, but we do have rain making its way back in. So right now we have some cloud cover starting to increase. You probably have noticed those high clouds especially really begin to build their way in. But taking a look off to our west, we have an area of low pressure. You can see the spin of that. That's going to be making its way northeastward, bringing us rain chances by tonight and really for our day tomorrow. That's when we're seeing most of the precipitation from the system. So timing it out for you, a few showers after midnight or so. We'll continue with some scattered rain. This is our morning commute time. Scattered showers expected. It does look like we'll have a little lull followed by more rain. In fact, some heavier downpours possible once we get after the afternoon into the evening. So after about 4 p.m. or so, I think we'll start to see some of that heavier rain really begin to develop for the day tomorrow. And then we'll continue with the potential for some heavier downpours. But by Wednesday, we do start to see some clearing across the area, some improving conditions with some nicer weather and calmer conditions for our Thursday too. But I'll have a look at our 7-day coming up.
Natalie, thank you. Several major airlines have filed a lawsuit against the federal government over a new fee disclosure rule. The new rule requires airlines and travel agencies to disclose all fees, including checked and carry-on bags, as well as change and cancellation fees. The lawsuit filed says the rule is an overstep by the Department of Transportation. However, the DOT argues the rule is meant to protect consumers and help them save an estimated $500 million each year. A story from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. A new burger joint is coming to the Wright Dunbar district. Exo Burger Vibes and Cocktails is a casual dining spot where all burgers are made to order and customizable. The neighborhood is working to add more restaurants and retail spots. The burger joint will be located along West 3rd Street, and it is expected to open later this year. Now we have all the details right now on Dayton247now.com. You can find this story plus others like it under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the News tab. 8 Springboro High School seniors enlisting in the military honored for Military Signing Day today. 6 of the seniors enlisting in the Air Force, the other 2 enlisting in the Marines and Army. All Springboro schools are recognized Purple Star schools for their commitment to military families. Congratulations and thank you for your service to you seniors.
Well, rain is on the way, so it was nice to have a few quiet and warm days, but showers do return to our area. So let's talk about what we've seen so far for the month of May 1.63 inches of rainfall for the month. So that puts us a little behind, 0.33 inches behind for the month. And for the season, which is March, April, and May, we are about a ½ inch behind. But we should be back to normal. In fact, maybe ahead of the normal after we get more precipitation to make its way through. Heading into the rest of tonight and into the day tomorrow, we are anticipating some heavier rainfall totals. Now, I do think there will be some isolated spots getting at least an inch of rainfall, but we very well could see some spots not seeing quite as much of this. But we are overall looking at widespread precipitation of at least a ½ inch of rainfall, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some spots getting at least an inch or so, if not even more, with some of those heavier downpours, especially by the second half of the day tomorrow. So I'm going to talk more about that and have a look at our 7-day coming up.
A new glass blowing studio and gallery now open in Dayton. How you can get involved yourself next. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
If you're looking to take up a new hobby, you may want to try glass blowing. Tej Joshi gives us a look at Niminal Glass, which opened earlier this month, and tells us how you can get involved.
Niminal Glass is a new glass blowing studio and gallery now open in the Dayton area, and I want to show you around their studio space. First of all, on their second floor right over here is the gallery space where there are beautiful creations that you can come in here and peruse. Actually, the owner here, his name is Dustin. He is the one who has perfected his glass blowing craft for years, and all the pieces up there are made by him. There are some incredible, beautiful pieces. In fact, our friend Dustin is actually right here working on some glass this morning, and he told me a little bit about the glass blowing process and what it takes to create these unique pieces. And you at home can learn that firsthand for yourself, because now that they are open here, they offer classes that you can come be a part of, and you can learn about some of the amazing history that Dustin has gone through himself to become a glass blower to the level he is, and you can start that artistic hobby for yourself. Of course, Dustin told me a little bit about why this is a great artistic hobby that has brought him in for years.
It's so physical, it's hot. You know, when you're in it, it feels like a sport, because you're kind of working against the heat, the glass is working against you. The result of all that is all this beautiful work, you know what I mean? So it becomes an addiction. When somebody does it a few times, they really want to keep learning more.
You can go to the Niminal Glass website or Facebook page to learn more about how you can sign up for their classes or just learn about their hours to peruse the gallery. For now, my friends, though, back to you in the studio.
Well, we got some rain in the forecast tomorrow, but temperature-wise, next several days, it's actually looking really nice. Lower 70s, scattered showers will keep temperatures down Tuesday and Wednesday, and again for tomorrow, even some heavier downpours. But by the weekend, back up upper 70s, and I even have some 80s back in the forecast too. So here's a look at that extended forecast. So lower 70s these next couple of days. We'll be dealing with some showers, even some heavier downpours for our Tuesday. But by Thursday, clearing out. Another chance for rain and some storms on Friday. Weekend's looking pretty good right now. Upper 70s and lower 80s, and then even starting off next Monday around 80 degrees too. So looking pretty nice over these next, or I should say by the end of this week, with some rain on the way for Tuesday, Wednesday. But at least we're not dealing with some severe weather.
Yes, I mean, it was a beautiful Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day.
Thank you. It was a nice one.